What's up? Brandon Lilly here. I get a lot of questions about nutrition and about, really what to eat and things like that. A lot of people know, and some of you may not, I do the Mountain Dog diet, which was created by John Meadows. It's a very natural type diet. It's based around a lot of, natural foods, organic foods, grass-fed beef, natural fats such as coconut oil, things like that, avocado oil. But one of the things that I want to talk to you guys about, especially if you're younger lifters, and that's who asks me these questions the most, and intermediate lifters too, is about gaining weight, eating for size. Well, the main thing is understand that your body can only do so much in a certain amount of time. It's one of the things that I've preached about at seminars, and I've written about it. When you're gaining weight, you'll only be able to put on so much muscle per month. So let's take, for example, I started training when I was about 17, 18 years old. I was 165, 170 pounds. At my biggest, I was 335 pounds, okay? And so we're talking about 165 pounds of gain. Well, I'm 32 years old, just turned 32, so I've got 14 years of training. You break that down, you've got 144 months in 12 years, and then you've got 24 months in 2 more years, so that gives me 14 years. That's 166 pounds. You add 166 to 170, and you're going to get 336 pounds. So really, in my life, in my lifting career life, I've gained on average about a pound a month. That's pretty much, a good example of how I've gained. Now, there were some months where I might have gained 2 or 3 pounds, and then there are gains where I've gained nothing or lost weight or netted nothing. I might have transitioned body fat for muscle or something like that. But these guys that preach on, well, you're going to gain 20 pounds in a month, or you're going to gain 20 pounds in 6 weeks, and this or that, and it just doesn't happen. And you look at guys like, other top level guys, I'm not going to name any names, but if you look at them, I guarantee you their numbers are along the same lines of about a pound a month to a pound and a half a month. It just doesn't happen overnight, and so many people think that it does. But whenever all my friends who were in the gym when I started, when they quit, I kept going. I never missed. I never stopped training. I never gave up on my dream or my goals, and that meant getting bigger and stronger. Now, in powerlifting, it's not essential to be super lean to lift weights. You can be a fat ass if you want to. I think that's ridiculous, and I think it's lazy, and I think it's no good for the sport from an image standpoint. But you don't have to sit there and count every single nutrient that you put in your body. My rule of thumb is at 300 pounds or 300 plus pounds, I try to get in about 50 grams of protein per meal. I try to get in about 75 to 100 carbs per meal, and I try to get in anywhere from 15 to 30 grams of good fats per meal. So that's just kind of an overview of when I'm gaining. Now, when I'm leaning down or, just trying to maintain, it's more along the lines of 40 grams of protein, somewhere in the neighborhood of 60 to 70 grams of carbs, and somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 20 grams of fat per meal over 5 meals. And that works really well for me. I don't sit there and count them all out. Like I said, I'm just trying to give you rough estimates. I don't sit there and count them all out. But what I do is look at the mirror. If I'm getting fat, like if I'm getting puffy and fat, and I stop seeing, the outline of my abs, I cut back carbs. I just take away a few carbs every single meal. Like if I eat a cup and a half of rice, I'm going to eat a cup and a quarter of rice until I start seeing that, okay, my abs are coming back in. I feel a little bit better. I'm not as sluggish. And then if I get too lean, if I start seeing more abs and I start seeing veins pop up in my arms or something like that, then I know that I need to add in a few more carbs, something like that. But you need to base everything around protein and fat. And I know that I'm not getting too specific on what you need to do necessarily, but I've found those numbers that work well for me. Gaining, I'm around 20 calories per pound of body fat. Maintaining, I'm around 17. Losing weight, I'm around 14 calories per pound of body fat. Try those numbers as a starting point. If you're 300 pounds and you want to gain weight, you need to eat about 6,000 calories to gain good weight. If you're, you know, 200 pounds, take that by 20, that means you need to eat about 4,000 calories. And the thing is guys lie to themselves so easily. Oh, I eat this many calories a day, I do this many times a day, blah, blah, blah. I guarantee you, if you eat 4,000 to 5,000 good calories a day, and I'm talking from eggs, beef, chicken, fish, specifically salmon or tuna, yams, baked potatoes, rice, you know, you get in all your vegetables, and you get in coconut oil, vegetable oil, olive oil, not vegetable oil, olive oil, and avocado oil. You get those kind of things in, and I swear to you, you're going to have to work to eat that many calories. It's a lot of work, it takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of consistency. So don't trick yourself and say, well, I ate 5,000 calories, because you go to Wendy's and you eat 3 big Baconators or something like that. That's not good calories, and you're eating it all at once during the day. You need to eat 5 to 6 meals a day, break them down over the day, and just eat. And like I said before, if you're a young kid and your metabolism's kicking, eat anything and everything that you can. But I'm talking to the guys who've started to make it a little bit, you know, down the road, you know, their early 20s, mid 20s, maybe even late 20s. Like myself, you know, I really started understanding how important diet was really about the time that I turned 29 or 30. That's when I started reading some of John Meadows' stuff, when I started talking to him and started putting some of his practice into place, until I finally hired him myself. I am definitely not going to be somebody who is a dietitian expert. You know, I'm not an expert on diet by any means. I just know what's worked for me, and I can give you broad general advice on how to make yourself bigger and stronger. You need carbs at some level to be strong. You do. Like, you can't run on it. You know, you can't run on strength without it. I've done diets that had carb manipulation, that were very carb restrictive. You know, I looked awesome. I felt great. Like, you know, you look good. But when it comes to lifting maximum poundages, it just doesn't happen as easily. Now, that's not to say it can't be done. You're going to have to work really hard at it. But I'm just somebody who believes in enjoy yourself. You know, don't make a diet so impossible that you don't want to stick to it. Because the second you want to stop doing something, you're going to stop doing it. So try to make your diet enjoyable. Try to eat foods that are good for you but taste good. Like I've said before, I use tons and tons of spices. Mrs. Dash, Weber makes an awesome Chicago-style rub. I put that on my chicken. I put that on my beef. I use the Southwest Chipotle Mrs. Dash. You know, and it's all pretty easy. You know, I fix my meals on Sunday night and Wednesday night. I put them all in Tupperware. It's easy to go. And I'm a minute to a minute and a half away from hot, good food every time that I eat. The only thing that I cook fresh every day is breakfast, which is eggs and oats and things like that. But, you know, it's so easy to do, but it just takes a little bit of effort and commitment. And the thing that drives me nuts is guys will spend thousands of dollars on drugs, thousands of dollars on supplements, hundreds and thousands of hours in the gym, and then you won't eat right. That's like building a supercar, putting a supercharger on it or a big turbo, you know, decking it out, having it ready to go to the drag strip, and then you buy cheap grade fuel to put in it. You know, if you'll just spend a little bit more time and learn how to shop at these places like Whole Foods or Trader Joe's, or hell, even at Kroger, if you'll go in there and you'll look around and buy things when they're on sale, buy bulk amounts of it when it's on sale. I used to spend, and this is no kidding, I used to spend $20 a day. That's about $600 a month on just fast food alone. That didn't count what I ate at home. That was about $600 a month on going out to eat. If I was traveling or whatever, I would just stop in somewhere and get fast food. And then you couple that with my grocery bill, which was about $100 a month or so. I mean, $100 a week. I was spending close to $1,000. Now, when I go out and shop for good foods and, you know, have a planned meal around everything that I'm going to eat, I spend about $800 a month. So I'm saving myself $200 to $250 a month by eating good, and I feel better for it. I sleep better. I don't snore anymore. My lifts went up. I look better. My skin looks better. There's just so many benefits to taking a little bit of time and doing it right. I hope this has helped. I hope I didn't confuse you too much. I felt like I'm kind of babbling at this point, so I'm going to cut it off. But if you guys have any questions, put them in the comment box below, and I'll try to cover them on the next YouTube video. So thank you guys.